Hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video we're gonna be talking about string data type in JavaScript. Okay, so how to define a string in JavaScript. So let's define a variable, call it str, and here we can use single quotes, for example string1. Okay, and now let's log this variable, and here string1 being printed. Okay, now we can also use double quotes. Okay, and it will work just fine. So what's the difference between single quotes and double quotes? So for example, if I want to use here, I want to say I am John. Okay, here we can use single quotes inside of double quotes. If we want to use single quotes in the text, we will use double quotes outside. So, and we can do the other way around. So if we want to use double quotes, we will use single quotes outside. Okay, so to use double quotes in our text, we will use single quotes outside. Okay, but what if we want to only work with single quotes? So here there's a problem there. This JavaScript sees this as the beginning of a string, and then this is the end of a string. This is not recognized by JavaScript. So one solution to this would be to use a backslash. So backslash is in programming in general is used to skip the next character to it. So here JavaScript will won't see this single quote as a closing of the string. No, it will see it as a normal string. Okay, so here's the beginning of a string, and say when it reached to this point, it says no, this is not the end of the string. No, it's a normal string because it has this backslash before it, and it will continue until the end of the string. Okay, so and also there's another solution is by using something called backtick. So we can use backticks, and we can put single quotes and double quotes inside of it. So if I were to say I am Moaz, okay, here we can use single quotes or double quotes inside of it. So backtick is the key underneath the escape key, okay, in your keyboard. Okay, I can also use the double quotes. Okay, the next thing that we will talk about is concatenation. So string concatenation. Let's change this to for example hello, and let's just say for another string here, and let's just say world. Okay, now concatenation, what if I want to say hello world? I want to concatenate both variables, so I can say string plus str2. Okay, so now here our text is being concatenated, but notice here that there's no space here. So what we will do is we will add a space here, and we'll add plus, so JavaScript will see this as a whole string, as one string. Okay, and we can also get the length of a string. So for example, if I want to get the first string and want to get the length of it, so basically how many characters inside of this string. So here it says 5, which means that there's 5 characters here inside of this string. Okay, so let's put this back here. Okay, now here hello world, and it says that there's 11 characters. Okay, so the next thing we will talk about is how to access particular character inside of a string. So what if I want to get a particular character inside of this string? So we can do this by doing str and square brackets, and then for example if I put here 0, so this will give me h. Now because h has the index of 0, then and e has the index of 1, l has the index of 2, and 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, so if I want to get w, I will put here 6. Okay, now this will give me w, so because w has the index of 6. Okay, and if we want to get the last character, d, here d has the index of 10, because if we count from here 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, if we put 10 here, we'll get d. Okay, the last character of a string. But there's a bit of a problem here. So what if I don't know the index of last character? So I can get this by doing this index equal to str.length, then -1. So this will give me the index of last character, because remember here we are starting from 0. So the last index, or the last character, the index of last character would be always the length of a string -1, because as we said we are starting from 0. So so no matter how long this string is, the last character or the last element is always gonna have the index of length -1. The whole string length -1 is going to be the index of the last character. Okay, now if we were to put here index, and we will just print this index. Okay, so index is the value of index is 10, and here we are getting D. So it's just like if we were to put 10 here. Okay. Now the next thing that we will talk about is string functions or string methods. So JavaScript has a built-in functionality for manipulating a string, so we can use that. Okay, so the first method we will use is called char at. So let's just see it. str.char at with followed by parentheses. Here we are using the dot notation, and then the name of the function, and then parentheses. Okay, so if I put here 0, that will give me h, just like when we were using square bracket. So it works just like square brackets. So if I put 1 here, I will get A, 2 here, I will get L, and so on. Okay, it works just like a square bracket. Okay, so our next function is gonna be substring. So substring here. So substring is used to extract part of a string. So it takes 2 parameters. So the starting index, the first parameter would be the starting index, and the second parameter is going to be the end index. So here, if I want to, let's just say, extract this word, I will say starting from 6, because here 6 is the index of W, and up to, I will say, 11. Here notice that we are getting world. So if we start counting from here, W has the index of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So D has the index of 10. So if we were to put 10 here, notice here that we are missing D in our result. Now that's because the index of the second parameter, the end index, is not being included in the result. So if I want 10 index to be included, I will put 11. So now the character at the index of 10 will be included, even though the 11 index doesn't exist. Okay. Our next method is going to be replace. So str.replace. So from its name, it's used to replace part of the string and put another word instead. So if I want to say hello John, for example, instead of hello world, I can say the first parameter would be what's the word that we want to change. So it would be world. We want to change world into John. So we will put John here. So whenever it finds world, it will replace it with John. So here, as you can see, hello John. Okay. So the last method gonna be index of. So let's just say str.index of. So for example, let's just say we want to get the index. We don't know the index of W, and we want to get it. So we put here string and W, and here notice that we are getting 6. So it searched for this character and returned the index of this character. Okay, and we can also search for a complete word. So for example, I want to know the position of world. So let's just type world, and here we are getting 6. Hello world. For example, we can say hello world JavaScript, or let's just say hello JavaScript world. Okay, so here it is searching for the word world, and here starting from index 17. Okay, so now if we want to know the position of the word JavaScript, we can say JavaScript. So it's starting from 6, from index 6. Okay, so that's it about string, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in another one.